I'm with Sophia Bein, and we've both seen Despicable Me 2. So, Sophia, what did you think of the movie?
I thought there were moments that were really charming. Some moments I thought were really cheesy, but if you like cheesy, then you'd obviously like it, and I like cheesy, so it was okay.
Okay. And I thought, I took my daughter to see it, my 5-year-old, and I really felt like the movie was geared toward children, and I found myself bored a lot. Not to the point, the story was okay, the characters I liked, but it just wasn't anything to really intrigue me as an adult.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There's just a lot of gimmicks that's definitely geared more towards children. But I think there are good themes that adults could relate to.
Okay, so what are some things you liked about the movie?
I really liked not to spoil anything, so I don't want to spoil anything, but there are moments that you loved about the first one that were in the second one, in terms of like family.
Okay, so that's with Gru and the kids.
Yes,
yeah, and I agree with you. The sweet moments were my favorite moments, even though maybe a little bit on the edge of sappy.
Yeah, it definitely was, but I definitely think that those moments were really strong.
Yeah, and they definitely were able to exploit the cuteness of these kids.
They really did, and I loved the level of maturity that they were kind of trying to develop in these young infants. Like, you can find wisdom anywhere, kind of thing. I could have done without some of the scary aspects of the film.
Yeah. The Minions. Let's talk about Minions first. Let's back up. Minions, good Minions.
Overused, I felt.
Yeah, it's like we're breaking up a lot of the movie with little bits.
Yes.
These Minions were doing.
Exactly. And, I get that it was trying to lead up to something, but I almost felt disjointed, and it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you took out all the scenes with the Minions, at least the non-story aspect of it.
Yes.
The movie was probably about 45 minutes long.
Oh, I didn't even think about it, right?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's just moments. I mean, it was to kind of heighten the tension. Mm-hmm. I understand that, but
Yeah. I mean, well, if you're going to use these Minions to propel your plot or to keep interest, then these bits that they do really have to hit it out of the ballpark.
Yes.
And you almost have to hit 1,000. And I don't think they hit 1,000. They probably hit like 750.
And if anything, it was like the same scene over and over again rather than something increasingly, shocking, I guess, in terms of how they were being used.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you were about to mention the scary aspects of it. Yeah, my 5-year-old, when those Minions turn bad, and you're gonna see bits of it in the trailers and stuff, but she really got scared.
Yeah.
I mean, these Minions instantly turned evil. They were creepy. They were scary. She screamed. She didn't want to, to the point where she hates the movie. She will not see this movie again.
Yes.
She had nightmares. She had nightmares the night after. And I get it. They looked pretty real to me.
Yeah.
and the things they were doing were pretty menacing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it took away the level of threat from the main antagonist and put it on something else, which I can understand using other tools, but I feel like it takes away from the tension between the main protagonist and main antagonist.
Yeah. And I think there's something about taking something kids really love, which are these Minions, the ones that they have dolls about, and you turn them into really horrible creatures.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I wish I could say that it was kind of goofy horrible.
Yeah.
And goofy scary, but it wasn't. It was scary.
It's definitely not like Vector, who was a goofy antagonist. He did kind of scary things if you think about kidnapping, and he had sharks in his house to guard his moat.
Right.
But
that's from the first movie.
Yeah, and he's really dorky. But
right,
he's really
goofy
dorky.
scary.
Yeah, and so you kind of feel okay that he's the bad guy, but not so much with this one. This one's a lot more intimidating.
Yeah. Okay, and then some things I didn't like about the movie were it just dragged on. I got a little bit bored. I think, I definitely want to see more interaction between Gru and the kids than about this mission that they have to.
I agree.
Complete.
Yeah, they seemed a bit unrelated, like the struggles that he was going through as an individual and the struggles that were coming out externally. And I think those things should be tied in somehow.
Okay, anything else you didn't like about it?
I didn't care for how predictable it was starting to get. But
see, I like the predictability because that told me, oh, this movie's going to end soon.
I guess that's true. For me personally, I like to be surprised along the way, but I found it too predictable, but that may be just because of my background.
Okay. So from a scale from 1 to 10, what do you give Despicable Me 2?
I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay, and I'll give it a 5.